Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Taylor and I'm the girl on Bloor. I love showing you how to make easy, healthy recipes so that you can live your best life. And speaking of living your best life, I've got you covered this summer with a tasty iced tea that's worth ditching your usual iced coffee for. Today we're switching things up with this amazing iced matcha latte, and it's basically an almost exact copycat of the one from Starbucks. Guys, you know I love my Starbs, but with all the iced drinks we consume in the summer months, you've gotta save some money where you can and make things at home. This is where this matcha latte comes in handy. It's a very simple 3-ingredient drink, and once you make the simple syrup, you're basically free to make it all summer long and have it on constant repeat. The bonus is that it only takes about 5 minutes to make, so you can get back to the more important parts of summer, like relaxing on the patio, heading to the beach, getting a tan, and so on and so forth. So let me show you how easy it is to make this iced latte. First up, let's collect everything you're going to need to make it. You're going to need some sugar or another sweetener for your syrup, plus a kettle to boil some water and a mason jar to store your simple syrup in. Then of course you'll need your matcha, milk, and some ice. Easy peasy. The very first step is to make your simple syrup. You'll add half a cup of sugar to a 16-ounce mason jar and then boil some water in your kettle. From there, you'll pour in half a cup of boiling water to the mason jar and mix the sugar and water together to form your syrup. That's all simple syrup is, by the way, half sugar, half water. If you know you're going to be making lots of iced lattes this summer, you can go ahead and double or even triple the recipe, as this syrup will last in the fridge for up to a month or more. I recommend that you make the simple syrup up to a day in advance just so that you can make your matcha latte right away. When you make the syrup, you'll need to let it chill in the fridge for at least an hour so that it doesn't melt the ice and water down your drink. If you're feeling really lazy, you can always buy some pre-made simple syrup, but I really do prefer to make it homemade because A, it's cheaper, and B, you probably already have sugar on hand in your pantry anyway, and C, it takes like 2 seconds, so why not? If you're not into the whole white sugar thing, you can always make the simple syrup the same way using honey, maple syrup, stevia, or coconut sugar. These are quote-unquote healthier sweetener options, but you are still looking at about the same calorie count with most of them. The reality is that anytime you sweeten anything, you're adding calories, but the tiny little bit of sweetener you're adding to this matcha latte is pretty insignificant, and when you look at the big picture, you're on this planet to enjoy what you're eating and drinking, and adding a tiny bit of sugar is totally worth the joy of an iced latte to me. You can, however, always leave the sweetener out or cut it in half if you're trying to be a killjoy. Okay, now that your syrup is made, you're ready to move on to the next step. Grab a shaker bottle or cocktail shaker, and here's where you'll add your matcha, milk, and simple syrup, assuming you've let the syrup cool for a while. Now in terms of the milk, I just use 2% regular milk because that's usually what I have on hand, and that's what Starbucks uses in their matcha lattes. However, you can totally use any other type of non-dairy milk such as coconut or almond milk. Coconut milk brings a really nice flavor to this iced latte, so I highly recommend that as a substitute, plus it's super creamy. Just be sure to use the stuff from the carton and not the can. The bonus is that you'll shave quite a few calories off by using non-dairy milk. And now for the star of the show, which is the matcha green tea powder. I highly recommend that you purchase the highest quality matcha powder that you can find, as this is where all the flavor of the drink will be. If you're not familiar with matcha, it's a Japanese green tea powder made from finely powdered dried tea leaves. It has a slightly bitter taste, but helps to make the creamiest lattes, and the caffeine is way less intense than you're used to with coffee, making it the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. Ever get too wired off of coffee? Yeah, you don't get that with green tea. It's a powerful antioxidant to boot, but you just want to make sure that you're purchasing a high-quality powder. There are 2 main grades of matcha: culinary and ceremonial. Ceremonial is the best option for drinking. I've linked to a couple good options in the caption of this video. I've also linked to a great article that explains more about the health benefits of matcha and some of its history if you want to learn more. Once you've got your matcha, add 1 tablespoon to a shaker bottle along with half a cup of milk of choice and 1 or 2 teaspoons of simple syrup. You do not need to mix the matcha powder with boiling water as you normally would with tea. The powder dissolves fairly easily, so all you have to do is shake it up to combine with another liquid. I find stirring is not as easy as shaking, so keep that in mind. I've linked to the shaker bottle I use in the caption of this video, as they come in handy for protein shakes and also function well as a water container for my workouts. Now for the sweetener, I recommend starting with 1 teaspoon and working your way up from there. It's always better to undersweeten than oversweeten. Shake everything up really well, then fill a tall glass with ice. Now, I consider myself the ice queen, not only because of my sassy persona, but because I'm always the one out of all my friends who has a ton of ice kicking around in the freezer, ready to go for the right moment. I know it's basic, but I figured I'd share my process for always making sure you've got a freezer full of ice, because you never really know when you need some for iced lattes or cocktails, and I can't tell you how nice it is to have a huge stockpile. Basically, what I do is fill up 4 ice cube trays, and then I constantly have those ready to go in my freezer at all times. I also keep a large freezer bag full of ice. When it starts to get low, I dump the ice from all 4 trays into the bag, and then I've got a huge stockpile plus 4 more trays ready to go. As an iced latte fiend, this is the only way to live your life. So anyway, once you've got your ice, pour your matcha latte over top, then stir with a straw to combine. And that's all there is to it. This super easy 3-ingredient, 5-minute recipe is going to be on repeat all summer. Enjoy as an afternoon pick-me-up or relax on the patio while you get a tan. No need to run out to Starbucks when it comes together this easily and quickly. If you're looking for more summer drink ideas and Starbucks copycats, I've got pretty much every drink imaginable up on the blog, because yes, I'm a straight up Starbucks addict, and I assume you're here watching this video because you are too. I've linked to my other Starbucks faves in the caption of this video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me here today. I hope I've inspired you to make the most out of patio season this summer and really step up your iced latte game. If you make this recipe, be sure to tag me on Instagram and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more easy, healthy recipes. And I'll see you next time.